Alrighty, we'll do some integration here in these problems. We've got 6 problems to do, and these are all definite integrals, so they are going to be a number in our answer. So for number 1, I integrate 1 to x, and I integrate x to the 9th to x to the 10th over 10. Then I evaluate from 0 to 1. When I plug in 1, I get 1 minus 1/10. When I plug in 0, I get out 0. So my answer here is just 9/10. For number 2, I'm going to distribute first before I try to integrate. So I'm actually integrating x to the 4/3 minus x to the 1/3 dx. So x to the 4/3 integrates to 3/4 x to the 7/3, and x to the 1/3, I just lied to you, so let me fix that. X to the 4/3, in fact, integrates to 3/7 times x to the 7/3, and x to the 1/3 integrates to 3/4 x to the 4/3. And then I am evaluating that from 1 to 8. And the 8 was chosen, I think, because the cube root of 8 is easy to do. So we have 3/7 times, let's see, the cube root of 8 is 2, so 2 to the 7th there, minus 3/4 times 2 to the 4th, which I can do in my head. And then subtracting out this whole thing evaluated at 1, which will be 3/7 minus 3/4. So I think I'm going to let you guys do the math on simplifying that to get it to match the answer key. So number 3, sine integrates to negative cosine. So this integrates to negative 3 cosine of x from 0 to pi over 4. So cosine of pi over 4 is the square root of 2 over 2. So I have negative 3 times rad 2 over 2 minus a negative 3 times cosine of 0, which is 1. So my answer here will just be negative 3 rad 2 over 2 plus 3. All right, I'm going to come down below for number 4. Number 4, I'm going to put it way down here. This one does not have an answer. It is undefined because if I look at the graph of 1 over x squared, this is the volcano curve, and they're asking us to find the definite integral on the region from -1 to 3, which is a problem because that goes up into infinity. So we don't have a defined integral there, and that's a precursor of some things that are going to come with improper integrals in about February. So undefined. Now, number 5, I'm hoping that you recognize 1 over x squared plus 1 as the derivative of arctan. So this integrates to simply arctan of x from 0 to 1. So we have arctan of 1, minus arctan of 0. So I always ask myself, when I'm trying to evaluate arctan of 1, the best way to think about it is, what angle gives me tangent equal to 1? And the answer there is pi over 4. And then here, next one, they say arctan of 0. Well, what angle gives me a tangent of 0? And the answer is 0. So my final answer for this is just pi over 4. Now for 9, let's simplify this by splitting it into 3 fractions. So 2t squared over t squared is 2. T squared rad t over t squared is just rad t, which I'm going to write as t to the 1/2. And then -1 over t squared I will write as negative t to the -2. Now I'm going to integrate. So 2 integrates to 2t. T to the 1/2 integrates to 2/3 t to the 3/2. And t to the -2 integrates to a negative t to the -1. So I'm taking this negative and turning it positive. So negative of a negative t to the -1 from 1 to 9. And then if I plug in 9, I get out 18 plus, and let's see, square root of 9 is 3, 3 cubed is 27, 2/3 of 27 is 18, and then plus 1/9. Subtract out all of these evaluated at 1. So I have 2 plus 2/3 plus 1. And once again, I'll let you evaluate all of this and match it to the answer key.